folks. Thank you. Welcome everybody to the 7th On the Nail reading here at the Locke Bar, brought to you in association with the Limerick Writers Centre.
Sorry, this piece is called Church Tales. Get up, will you? Get up. You won't be in time for communion, my mother shouted. This was the ritual in my house every Sunday morning. Mass wasn't until 12 o'clock, but I needed to be up before 11 to fast for 1 hour before receiving the Blessed Sacrament. I always had to wear a ridiculous-looking knitted hat, which I often conveniently forgot, but my mother came well prepared. She would reach into her handbag and take out a black lace mantilla, which she would affix to my head with a big silver hair clip. Please God, don't let any of my friends see me, I thought to myself, as I cowered down in the hard wooden benches. Back then, the smell of incense would assault your nostrils as you entered the church. I walked in quietly, as I didn't want to upset the hushed tones. Then the choir began. Their dulcet tones engulfed every fibre of my being. Most of their repertoire was Latin, and they sang a very moving version of Panis Angelicus.
Recession talk tonight. Today is the day I marry my beautiful Prince Bertie. The sun is shining and the birds are singing near this magnificent castle where my wedding is being held, and where I will live with my darling Bertie. The king had it specially built for his treasured only son and for the wife of his choice. I can't believe it's me. Life wasn't always this wonderful. For most of my life I lived with my wicked stepmother, Thora, and her 2 daughters, Anastasia and Dusilda, which she would have described as beautiful. You should have seen them. They gave a new meaning to the word ugly. But that's all in the past now, and today is for new beginnings and the start of my journey as a princess. Albert was contentedly reading the newspaper one evening when a look of horror
It's called a new order. It has been an eternity since my wife Rachel, son Charlie and I have eaten. The dog will not survive much longer. Adopted as a puppy, Tallulah has been my family's pet for 7 years. The once warm and cheerful golden retriever has become rough and bitter, her coat of sunshine now grey and tattered. The earth has exploded and died, I do not know when. Perpetual winter, dark, relentless, and heavy, has made counting the days impossible. Besides, time, like everything, is meaningless. There are no runes. All that is left is the sulphurous clouds, so loaded with the ashy remains of humanity that they threaten to suffocate the planet. However, even the black of nothingness cannot conceal the pain and horror in the deformed and mutated faces of my family. I have it, and sooner after I did, so did my wife Rachel. In this new society, a sort of radioactive glow signals out those people about to succumb to starvation. Known as a death beam, it starts in the pit of your stomach, spreads and gorges your being like a cancer. Your ravished and transparent centre radiates your end. A signal of famine and imminent death, it is the only truth in this new order. When I saw the lethal glimmer emanate from Charlie's tiny frame, I knew I had to do it. I have done worse, we have eaten worse. Before, when there were trees, Charlie loved to climb. One day he fell out in a tree and broken both his legs and ended up bedbound for 10 weeks. Not once did Tallulah leave Charlie's side. Rachel had remarked how the dog's companionship gave Charlie strength that summer. We needed strength from Tallulah again. For what it's worth, I made sure it was quick and painless. I do not feel ashamed. Charlie won't ask where Tallulah is. It's not lack of concern or love. Tallulah was his best friend. Since the word ended, you do not try to rationalise what has come to pass.
Photographs and memories. It's 2 weeks to the next class. Plenty of time to do the exercise. It's about a photograph, my 2 brothers. I'm in CBS pipe and gear. I hope to bring the photo to class. picture paints 1,000 words, they say. The positive things I get from this photo are my two brothers. The negative stood alongside them, me. You say a photograph cannot lie. My feelings then came from outside. In. A photograph focuses on the outside. A loser straight away. I felt as I looked at the photograph. I felt as I looked at the photo. I can put all the adjectives, negatives down on paper, but just look at the photo. Misfit, slob, bigot, etc. For young people to feel this way is dangerous. It is all on the surface. Survive it and it makes for a better person. We are a fragile race. Just look around.
To realise that there's an election on today in England, where the Lib Dems have risen from obscurity into, hopefully by tomorrow, oblivion. A friend of mine in England is a minister of the Church of England and a teacher, and he's fallen for the Lib Dems completely. Now, I think you probably realise that I'm English and I'm true blue. So I sent him this just to wind him up. All men trite and dutiful, all teachers with no balls, all things vague and neutral, Lib Dems embrace them all. In corduroys and in Volvos, on councils and in schools, they dare not smash the system, just nitpick at its rules. All men bright but quizzical, all women in two minds, those who wax equivocal are all Lib Dems you'll find. The public sector drifters, the lecturers on pot, the chap who likes his snifter, the Lib Dems take the lot. All men slightly ludicrous, all folk naively green, come pull up two stools with us, that they might fall between.